Hello everyone and welcome to my Bitcoin and Ethereum update. If you want to support me and my content, leave a like and a comment with at least 7 words to help boost the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date. I have a separate video analyzing several altcoins on my channel if you are interested in that kind of analysis. If you also want to trade like me, I partnered up with mexc. It's the 7th biggest exchange in the spot market. In the future market, it's rank 10. Also, look into the fees. That's why I like mexc so much, because mexc is the cheapest exchange to trade with. Also, if you use my referral link in my video description, you also get an additional 20% lifetime trading fee discount. And also mexc is offering 100 pairs with 0 fees. And we see here Solana, Sui, Cardano. Second page. I have seen Render, I think. Where is it? Render and HBAR. Anyway, here's Render, and we also will find HBAR in that list if we continue to look. So, let's get to Bitcoin. What I think about Bitcoin is it didn't do much since yesterday. I have tracked a possible falling wedge, which didn't break to the upside. Yeah, we broke that to the downside and we got a nice push to the downside. Not a big deal as long as we don't break the 82.375 to the upside, to the downside, sorry. If we do, then I think this might be just a bearish pennant or a triangle. If we take the target of the bearish pennant, then we would get down to 75,000. If we say that's going to be a triangle, then we can put it here as well, and we would get into the fair value gap down to 78,250 US dollar. Also keep in mind that we have currently 4 bearish patterns ongoing. 2 already broke to the downside, and 2 are close to a breakdown. Yeah, we have to go into the 8-hour chart to see it. So the first one is the double top pattern here, which we broke to the downside. The target of that is the 69,260 US dollar. If we say, okay, that double top pattern is not as bearish as we have drew this, and we would just take this as a double top pattern with the green zone instead of the orange trend line here. Then we can take the spread here as well, put it here, and we will see 74,000 US dollar. And here we have the biggest, I would say, support which we can have at the moment, because that was the all-time high from March 24. So let's get back into the 1-hour chart, because we have another pattern which targets the 74,000 US dollar if it breaks to the downside. And that's currently another double top pattern, this one. So if we break that to the downside at 81,120 US dollar, the target of that pattern would get us down to 74,000 US dollar. So, and we also have a rising wedge which broke in the past, and the target is the 79,000 US dollar. So as you can see, we have so many bearish patterns at the moment. 2 of them are currently ongoing with its target, and 2 are close to a break to the downside. So if we break to the downside, don't get surprised if we fall back to 74,000 US dollar, or even get the whole fair value gap down to 69,930 US dollar. So when would I say that the correction is done and we can look for higher prices? Well, I have drew a green trend line where I would say if we break that to the downside, which to the upside, which would be at 85,860 US dollar, then I would say the chance is very high that this here was our low, and then we can reach for higher prices. So that's my game plan at the moment. If we break the 82,370, 82,370 70 US dollar, then I would be short for Bitcoin at least to 81,120 US dollar. If that also breaks, then I would increase my short position, because then I think we can get down to 74,000 US dollar. So Ethereum looks a bit better. I haven't tracked any bearish pattern yet. What I see is a falling wedge, a bigger one. But I want to see an 8-hour candle close over the orange trend line. And the orange trend line is currently at 1,815 US dollar. If we break it to the upside and get an 8-hour candle close over it, and probably a nice retest to see if that trend line is valid, then I think we can reach for higher prices. For sure it won't happen if Bitcoin breaks to the downside. Then I also think that we won't break that falling wedge to the upside, but it might be even possible, and that's what I want to tell you. If that falling wedge breaks to the upside, we have lately seen so many fake outs to get the price even much more lower. Why that? Because it might be possible that we break that to the upside and people are going long, and from here we sell off, liquidate all those long positions, and get one last dip to the downside. So keep that in mind. I have drew a green trend line here, which I think has a far better angle than the orange trend line. I think that is also far better to trade. Why that? Because since we are on the 8-hour chart with that falling wedge pattern, might be possible that for 1 or 2 hours we are pumping up and then sell off quick. And I think that won't happen if we use the green trend line. So how would I trade it? Once we break the $1,815 to the upside with the 8-hour on the 8-hour chart, then we can I would put at least a small amount of money into a long trade, because I don't want to miss the 5% to the upside. But once we break the $1,911 to the upside, then I would go with far more money, because then I think that fair value gap is going to get closed up to 1,990 US dollar. Then the next resistance is incoming at $2,030, and I think we will even reach a bit higher, up to 2,055 US dollar. And there I think we can expect a pullback, which could be a higher low, and from here take the fair value gaps to the upside, because as you can see we have so many fair value gaps built up from the past, and it looks like that we are slowly getting some price movement to the upside. The signs are there that we have good patterns incoming, but we have to break them to the upside. If we don't do, then make sure 1,500 to 1,600 US dollar might be the target from the market. So thank you for watching. If I gave you valuable information, I would appreciate if you click the like button, and if you are interested in daily updates, feel free to subscribe me. Have a nice day with huge gains. See you.